Our top focus this hour, the centre is planning to curb food wastage by fixing portion sizes of dishes served in hotels and restaurants. Speaking exclusively to India Today, Minister of Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution Ram Vilas Paswan revealed the centre's blueprint and reiterated that they are serious about implementing the move very soon. Here's what the government is cooking up.
It's no longer going to be up to hotels and restaurants to determine what will be on your plate. The NDA government is taking over the menu and a plan is cooking to ensure that portion sizes on plates get fixed as per government norms. Hear it from the Food and Supplies Minister who spoke to us earlier.
हमारा कहना का सिर्फ है कि वेस्टेज नहीं होना चाहिए. आप कहीं चले जाइए, चाइनीज होटल में चले जाइए, कहीं भी चले जाइए, साउथ में चले, इंडियन होटल में चले जाइए, जितना एक आदमी खा सकता है उससे 4 गुना देता है, तो उसका बर्बादी होती है.
निश्चित रूप से प्रधानमंत्री जी देश के लिए हर तरीके से कैसे हम मैक्सिमम यूटिलाइजेशन हो और मिनिमम वेस्टेज हो, इस पॉलिसी को लेकर के चले हैं और इसी दृष्टि से इस बात को कहा गया है.
जितना प्लेट में भरते हैं उससे आधा भी पेट में नहीं भरते हैं और फिर वहीं छोड़ के निकल जाते हैं.
It all started with Prime Minister Modi in Mann Ki Baat calling for all Indians to curb food wastage. The Food Ministry has taken their cue from this remark, but there seems to be a storm brewing.
Any genuine attempt to prevent wastage, any genuine attempt to have savings is okay. But you have to see how it's applied, how it's operated. If you start operating it badly, then there's a problem.
The government should come out with some kind of policy statement instead of making such observations now and then.
Industry bodies, however, are awaiting the government questionnaire before commenting. While some see it as a great move to curb food wastage, with the government putting their money where their mouth is, others see it as a case of a nanny state interfering in how much you eat. Successful or not, we'll have to see whether hotels and restaurants bite the bullet and the industry supports Prime Minister Modi's Mann Ki Baat.
Now the government will decide the size of your food when next time you order your favorite cuisine in the restaurant to prevent wastage of food. The government to bring in a law, but the bigger challenge for the restaurant industry is to implement it. In Delhi with Praveer Biswas, this is Ashutosh for India Today.
3 years of drought hits Bengaluru and the Karnataka government warns it could be forced to ration water in India's Silicon Valley if monsoons are delayed or deficient. Similar water scarcity problems have hit Telangana as well, as residents are left to travel miles to fetch water, even if there's a good 2 months for the monsoon to hit the country. Here's a report on how the 2 southern states are battling water woes already.
Summer in Bengaluru has just begun, but the city is already facing a crisis. The bustling IT hub is seeing a water shortage, and the situation is only going to get worse. Water rationing has already begun in the city, but the grim truth is that there's only enough drinking water till mid-June.
We have had a meeting, internal meeting today, and we have planned to give water up to June 15th with all strict measures and coordination with the respective departments and the district administration.
Karnataka has been reeling under severe drought for the past 3 years. And with the available storage in the reservoirs at an all-time low, there's very little the government can do. Agriculture is facing big trouble with farmers being asked to stop using bore wells. It's not just Karnataka that is struggling. This is Telangana's Mahbubnagar district, just 100 kilometers from the capital Hyderabad. People here have to walk miles in the scorching heat to fetch water. Groundwater levels have dipped alarmingly in many places, and the reservoirs in the Godavari, Krishna and Penna basins could go dry by June end.
Out of 67 municipalities, 14 are only getting regular water supplies. Major cities like Warangal, Mahbubnagar, Nalgonda, Rangareddy. These districts and these major cities are getting water supply once in 3 days or even 4 days.
It's going to be a long, hard summer in these 2 states. Water management holds the key, followed by a good monsoon. With Nolan Pinto in Bengaluru and Ashish Pandey in Hyderabad, Bureau Report, India Today.
India has put up a united front in its mission to save Kulbhushan Jadhav, who has been sentenced to death by the Pakistani army. Speaking in Parliament, Sushma Swaraj told Pakistan, in fact warned Pakistan, that it should think of the consequences its decision to hang Jadhav will have. She also said that India will go out of its way to secure Jadhav's release. Meanwhile, protests also erupted outside the Pak High Commission in Delhi and across the country. Here's a look at a detailed report.
Pakistan's big provocation. Former Indian naval officer Kulbhushan Jadhav abducted in Iran and now sentenced to the gallows in Pakistan. Meanwhile, protests erupt outside Pakistan High Commission in Delhi. Angry protesters demand immediate action to bring Jadhav back.
Shahzad Poonawalla along with his supporters protesting here, and now finally these protesters are being detained. All the protesters are being taken away from Pakistan High Commission to the local police station.
But Pakistan is unrelenting, playing dumb on its spy sham while underlaying a veiled threat.
Pakistan armed forces are fully capable and prepared to respond to any spectrum of threat.
As politics brews in the national capital, Jadhav's family has been forced to go into hiding.
The entire family, Kulbhushan's father, mother, wife, one daughter and one son is staying in this particular building on the 5th floor. 502 is a flat number and B wing. But today, the family is missing. The family has gone to unknown location just to stay away from media and press glare.
As Pakistan begins a dangerous spy abduction game, daring India again and again, Jadhav's death penalty becomes a crucial reminder of Sarabjit Singh, a Pakistan-sponsored murder that India has not forgiven. Sarabjit Singh, Kulbhushan Jadhav, how many Indian lives will Pakistan cruel games snatch itself globally time and again? With Viren in Mumbai, Asutosh in Delhi, Bureau Report, India Today.
So outrage massing up against Pakistan, while Home Minister Rajnath Singh spoke exclusively to India Today and assured that the government will go to any extent to save Kulbhushan Jadhav. Listen in.
जिस हद तक जाने की जरूरत होगी उस हद तक जाएंगे, लेकिन कुलभूषण जाधव को हम बचाएंगे। कुलभूषण जाधव इंडियन नेवी के एक रिटायर्ड अफसर थे। ईरान के चाबहार में वो एक छोटे बिजनेसमैन थे। बराबर उनका चाबहार से तेहरान, तेहरान से चाबहार आना जाना होता था। उसी बीच पाकिस्तान की सिक्योरिटी एजेंसीज ने उनको किडनैप कर लिया और किडनैप करने के बाद पाकिस्तान की अथॉरिटीज ने जो प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस की है, उस प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस में यह कहा है कि कुलभूषण जाधव के पास वैलिड इंडियन पासपोर्ट है। तो मैं समझता हूं कि यदि कुलभूषण जाधव यदि स्पाई रहे होते, जासूस रहे होते, तो कम से कम अपने पास वैलिड इंडियन पासपोर्ट वह न रखते। लेकिन फिर भी उनके साथ वहां की आर्मी कोर्ट ने जो कुछ भी किया है, उन्हें लाइफ सेंटेंस अवार्ड किया है। इस पाकिस्तान के अप्रोच को भारत की सरकार, पूरा भारत इसे कंडेम करता है और जहां भी जरूरत होगी, और मैं मानता हूं कि जो कुछ भी हुआ है यह एक प्रकार का प्री प्लान्ड मर्डर, इसे मैं मानता हूं, करने की कोशिश की जा रही है। लेकिन किसी हद तक जाएंगे, लेकिन हम लोग कुलभूषण जाधव को बचाएंगे।
Right, on that note, it's time to wrap up this bulletin, but we leave you with some breathtaking visuals of a 70-year-old man doing yoga on mountains. Yes, you heard me right. 70-year-old Kivraj is a fitness guru and performs such daring asanas on mountains. Goodbye and good night.